Hello everyone, welcome to Open Techno. Today we're reviewing the Ulefone Armor 33. A rugged phone taken to the extreme with maximum battery, maximum durability, and absolutely everything included in this phone. A phone for the outdoors, for adventures, super complete, but it's not for everyone. I'm warning you already, let's take a closer look at it in this video because here we have a phone that weighs 770 grams and has a 25,550 mAh battery. An absolute beast of features that will make us enjoy this phone. If what we want is precisely a rugged phone that allows us to do everything, if you want a lightweight phone for parties or your pocket, this isn't it. Let's take a closer look. I've already given you a preview. Ulefone Armor 33, a rugged phone that's super tough with all the edges covered in rubber, with a screen featuring Corning Gorilla Glass 5 and a protector that adds even more durability. And let's start with the unboxing because there's a little detail here. And when I opened the box for the first time, I found the typical peel-off strip, the one that protects the screen. However, with this adhesive strip, I also took off the screen protector. However, there's an additional one that you can install and it's even more durable. And that's what I did. Did you notice that I put on a protector that's barely noticeable and gives this phone a second layer of protection? We have a very thick phone. Specifically, it's 3.5 centimeters thick, almost double that of, for example, my iPhone 15 Pro Max. A phone that's 18 centimeters tall, 8.5 wide, and weighs 750 grams. 776 grams? This is just crazy. I mean, phones always compete to be around 200 grams or below. However, this phone, 776 grams. Where do all these grams go? Mainly in the battery. For example, it has 5 times the battery of an iPhone 15 Pro Max. And for this battery, it comes with a charger of up to 66 watts of power, which isn't unreasonable either. It's going to take some time to charge this battery, but just so you get an idea, with this battery you could talk on the phone for 104 hours, which means more than 5 days or 5 days of continuous conversation, or 1,380 hours of standby time. You could leave it in your pocket, your bag, or on a table, and the battery wouldn't run out. Also, this phone works as a power bank. We have a reverse charging power of 10 watts. You'll see some shots and we're going to take a look around the phone, and this Ulefone Armor 33 doesn't fall short. Let's begin with the top part. We have an infrared sensor, perfect for controlling all kinds of electronic devices that work with infrared sensors. We have a 3.5mm headphone jack connector. On the left side, we have a tray for 2 SIM cards and additionally a micro-secure digital card and a button that we can configure with 1, 2, or 3 taps. For example, for the camping light that we have on the back, or to open Zello, which is a walkie-talkie app. Anyway, for whatever we want, we have a quick connection. On the bottom, there's a USB-C port, and on the right side, we have volume buttons. Unlock button with a fingerprint sensor that works super fast. And a button that lets us quickly open the camera and take pictures. On the back, we have a main camera with 50 megapixels, an ultra-wide camera with another 50 megapixels, and a night vision camera with 64 megapixels. These cameras will deliver excellent results. You'll see the photos are great. I think they're really good. They perform really well in all kinds of situations, and that's a great thing. When we go to the countryside, for example, to take souvenir photos, we use a typical flash and an infrared sensor. In the center, we're going to find a speaker, and well, I have to say there's a bit of controversy here because Ulefone claims that this speaker delivers 118 decibels. However, that's not really how it feels to me. It makes a loud sound, louder than my iPhone 15 Pro Max, for example. That said, it's really cool because it gives off a powerful sound and it's also surrounded by LED lights that move to the rhythm of the music.
Put on my shoes, sprayed on some cologne. I'm heading to the club to have a few drinks.
Hey, he's dying to.
This speaker back here with the light is called Infinite Halo 2.0 and it has red, green, blue color. Then, in the lower area we have this module here, which has a police or emergency light as they call it, along with a camping light. It gives 1100 lumens, which is more than what I have in my room. With 5.76 watts of consumption, and it can stay on at maximum for 5 to 30 minutes. Mainly so it doesn't get hot, not because the battery runs out, which won't be the case. What is it good for? Well, hey, for when you're camping and you don't have any other kind of light. Since this phone works as a power bank and has a long battery life, you can use it for lighting. That way, for example, if you're in the middle of the woods and want to see where you're walking, you can use it for that too. And as for the video from this camera, it records in 4K at 30 FPS. And of course, we have a lot of modes. Of course, there's night mode, but we also have sports mode, 4K mode, which even makes our face look younger. Pro mode allows us to control all camera settings ourselves, offering many more possibilities. With a 32 megapixel selfie camera, which is actually pretty good, it's located on the lower part. For all of you who go out to the countryside and want to attach it to a carabiner, there's a small hole where you can insert these safety straps to secure it. And if you're doing a sports activity so your phone doesn't fall and you always have it attached to you. It's not only durable here in our hand, but it can also be submerged in water thanks to the IP68 certification up to 2 meters for 30 minutes. We also have IP69K and military standard 1000 standard 810H. Now let's talk a bit about its screen. We have a 6.95-inch screen with a very good 1080p resolution, and it looks spectacular. It gives us colors, sharpness, and resolution that honestly make it feel like a truly superior screen. In addition, we have a refresh rate of up to 120 Hz, which can be adjusted in the settings so it can automatically switch between 60, 90, or 120 Hz manually. And it gives 700 nits of brightness. In other Roger phones, I've said that if it's made for outdoor adventure, it should work well in the sun. It needs a powerful screen, and this phone delivers with 700 nits, making it easy to see even in summer sunlight. For processing, we have the MediaTek Helio G108 core processor with 2 cores at 2.2 GHz and 6 at 2 GHz. We also have 12 GB of RAM, which can be expanded up to 24 GB by using another 12 GB from the phone's internal storage. The phone's internal storage, by the way, is 512 GB expandable up to 2 TB with a microSD card and with Universal Flash Storage 2 technology for the fastest desktop-like speed. And what about the internal storage? The memory of this Ulefone Armor 33, as for the processor, it performs really well for daily tasks. Honestly, it works spectacularly. You don't notice any lag on this phone. It's very smooth. I think that's one of its strong points. We've been able to play both Call of Duty Mobile, which is heavier, and Clash Royale, which is a lighter game. We haven't browsed the internet. Everything runs with the maximum smoothness of those 120 Hz that the screen has. Regarding the operating system, I want to highlight a few things. We have a super clean operating system, which I really like. We have an almost native operating system with, well, some wallpapers, some default themes that are nice. They're beautiful, not intrusive at all. And I should mention that it comes with an artificial intelligence tool, which is this little dog we have on the second screen. And if we press it, we can ask it a question live. In addition, we have Gemini, which is Google's artificial intelligence that allows us to ask it much more complicated questions. For example, image generation, which has been talked about a lot lately. When it comes to connectivity, here we can find a bit of a weak point since it doesn't have 5G, even though it's a phone made for going on adventures. Well, actually, it makes sense too, right? I mean, we're not going to the countryside. There's no 5G in many cities, so there won't be any in the countryside either. So we have 2G, 3G, 4G, 4G voice calls, Bluetooth 5.2, and Wi-Fi 2, 4G, and 5G. I think we're well covered here, but the Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi 5, not Wi-Fi 6. For positioning systems, we have Global Positioning System, Global Navigation Satellite System, Galileo, Beidou, Quasi-Zenith Satellite System, and a digital compass. Along with a system that basically detects atmospheric pressure and, because of that, also the altitude we're at. It comes with Android 15, it has near-field communication, and well, it's a phone that definitely doesn't leave anyone indifferent. Honestly, I haven't found any weak points. If I had to pick one, it would be the speaker, which has disappointed me a bit. The sound isn't that loud and it doesn't feel powerful to me. Well, not really. For example, like an old cassette with that kind of sound, something vintage, so to speak, not a particularly powerful or deep sound, with surprising bass. The rest of the phone is impressive for a Ulefone. I liked it a lot, but as I said, it's not for everyone. 776 grams, which aren't easy to carry around with that thickness of 3.5 centimeters. So that's it, guys. Now all that's left is for you to leave your comments down below in the description. If you liked this Ulefone Armor 33 and if you have any questions left, you can also leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. See you next time. Goodbye.